thinking about what did I learn this year? What did I learn from this NaNo experience? Hey guys, here's my post Thanksgiving Day outfit of the day. As you can see, we have a freshly slept in top knot, as followed by one of my favorite shirts that I've stolen from a math magician, chick magnet or magnetic chick, yeah. And then the piece de la resistance, the piece de la resistance, I can't speak French. It's Betty Boop. I'm able to wear my Betty Boop jammies because it's cool enough here in Honolulu to wear pajama bottoms. So this is what I look like when I do nothing all day. I'm going to continue looking like that. Aren't you glad you know? Sometimes it's cool to remember that as an adult you could do stuff like make cupcakes the night before and eat them the next day as your breakfast, and nobody can tell you nothing. So I made these cupcakes, and their main ingredient actually was black beans, so they have no flour in them. Ooh, and they're gonna be messy. And this whipped topping is made from cream cheese, heavy whipping cream, and vanilla syrup, sugar-free vanilla syrup. And I'm just, oh yeah, oh yes. With that coffee though, what? Adulting is so good. Adulting is awesome. I love being an adult and eating cupcakes. On top is good too. Alright. Hey you guys, so today is still happening. It is much later than the videos I recorded earlier today. I was in such a goofy mood. I hope that wasn't too annoying, but like for real you guys, those cupcakes were bomb. And like I said in the earlier videos, I have to watch my carbs and my sugar intake. And I think one of the cupcakes had 16 carbs and I can't remember how many sugars. But anyway, it was within my allowance. So that was great. So yeah, it was really good. Today I've spent a lot of time reading comics, catching up on commenting back to you guys, because I thought that I was all up on things, and then in your YouTube channel information, like your video management, you could look and see comments, and I realized that there was a whole bunch that I had not responded to, and I thought I had, so I'm very sorry about that. And because I don't want you to think that I don't appreciate when you comment, because I love it. It makes me feel really good to know that there's people who watch my things and who are interested enough to say something. That's awesome. Like, you're taking your time out of your day to say something to me, and I would be remiss if I didn't say something back. So if I ever miss a comment of yours, know that it's not on purpose at all. That was one thing I was doing, and another thing was reading comic books. If you follow me on Instagram, then you saw that I was reading Lady Killer, this comic book, yesterday, and it's awesome. I can't wait to get the next trade. And I was thinking about NaNoWriMo and what I've learned this year. In the previous video, I was telling you about how, like, last year I had this crazy mindset, and it was nano or never write again. Like, no, absolutes suck anyway. That one was terrible absolute. And I've learned that if I want to make a goal, I have to make it reasonable. If I had a life where I only had 30 minutes that I could eke out a day to write, maybe having a 50,000 goal for the month wouldn't be feasible. But maybe 25 or 30 would be. Or if November was a horrible month for me and I was feeling overwhelmed and there was just too many things going on, then maybe it would be best for me to wait or to adjust my goals. So having goals that are clear and stated, at least to me, if not to, all of the internet, and making them something that is achievable, but that still has some level of difficulty. For instance, if I were to say, well, I'm going to, in 30 days, write 10,000 words, that wouldn't be a very good goal for me, because that would be too easy for me to obtain, and it wouldn't be pushing myself enough, because I do like challenge. So I was thinking about my goal setting, and I was also thinking about perseverance, because part of doing Nano is recognizing that it is a difficult thing for most people to do, and it does take some stick-to-itiveness or, perseverance. It takes coming back to it on a regular basis. You can't just start in on day one and write for 3 days and then come back to it on day 17 and it be easy to pick it up and keep going. Part of that perseverance is just getting into the habit of trying to obtain that goal, right? It's kind of like with anything, like let's say weight loss. So it doesn't work if you say, okay, I'm going to lose X amount of weight in X amount of time period, and in 7 days I'll make sure to diet one of those days. The other 6, I'm just going to do what I want and I'll be able to lose that weight. Probably not. You're probably going to have to adjust more than that, and you'll probably have to do it on a consistent basis. This month's Nano was for me to get into the habit of writing on my novel every day. I write on blogs. I write posts and try to submit them to magazines and journals. I do short story writing and try to submit that to contests and journals in different places. Not journals, more like magazines. But anyway, that's not important. But I don't write on the novel every day, and I don't edit the novel regularly. And that's always been my biggest problem. I've always wanted to write the novel. It's been the dream, right? I'm going to write the novel and it's going to be wonderful. But I didn't put the time in, and I didn't put the effort into doing it. I made my goal this month. Part of that goal was to finish a rough draft. As I told you before, this was my second attempt on this rough draft. And the first time I didn't complete it. The part of it was because I was writing the wrong story. I was writing a story that I thought would be marketable and that people would read, but it wasn't something that I wanted to write. I ended up having some ideas that I liked and having things that were interesting, but it wasn't me when it was done. I'm doing the second rendering of it, and this one is much truer to me. Is that thine own self be true? Yeah. So this one is definitely a better representation of me as a writer, or at least it will be once I plug all these plot holes and edit, smooth it out, and make it good. But this is going to be a much better representation of me. Is it going to be marketable? Are people going to want to read it? I don't know. I hope so. I think that when it's done, it'll be something that I would like to read, and it'll be something that I'm proud of. If I take the time to do it. So I don't want to let this momentum stop. I don't want to go cold turkey and stop writing on this novel. I'm gonna have to get back to my other things that I was working on, but I'm gonna have to keep with the novel. So I have a question for you guys. Would you be interested if I started a series next month where I would check in weekly, because I think that daily videos would be a bit much, but checking in once a week where I'm telling you about my editing process and how I went back to this hodgepodge of NaNoWriMo craziness and try to make it into something cohesive, at least for the second draft or the rewrite, or however you want to think of it. Let me know in the comments. I'm really curious to see if you'd be interested in doing that, because I think that it would be good for me to, as I'm trying to learn my process and figure out what works for me, what doesn't, for me to have kind of a documentary of sorts, and maybe it'd be interesting for you guys as well. I don't know. Let me know what you think. And let me know what Nano has been teaching you this month. And I hope that even if you haven't hit the 50K, and even if you're nowhere near hitting the 50K, that you'll still keep writing on it. If this is something that you like and something that you care about, it's something that you want to move forward with, or if it's something that you want to just have on your laptop or your tablet or whatever, and just be able to read it and just to know, hey, I wrote that. I wrote a rough draft. I finished it. Or I hit that goal. I did that. That was me. I hope that you keep writing on it, because you deserve it. You deserve to reach your goals. My name is Tamara, and thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you stick around. Click like if you like this, and subscribe if you want to see more of me. I'd really appreciate it. And happy writing. And if you have any questions for me, let me know, and I will try to answer them either in the comments or during one of these chats. And nobody can tell you nothing. Nothing.